What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
A new era promises to uncover Lady Violet's mysterious past, but with comments such as the one of Jim Carter suggesting the sequel will start off with a funeral, we finally have a theory on how the events will unfold in the very anticipated Downton Abbey 2. More background on the Dowager Countess. The continuation to the incredible famous Downton film that was released in 2019 was rumored to feature some terrible moments for the Crawley family, and of course, their loyal servants. Back when the continuation was in the early months of production, some pieces of information were released, claiming the sequel will deal with major character death. Sadly, the first character that came to people's minds was the oldest member of the family, and perhaps the most loved one. But then, the posters for the film were released, and they featured the Countess up front, which, according to most fans, means she's not the one losing life in the upcoming project. However, there's one character that's actually missing from the footage used to promote the film. We're talking about Lady Mary's husband, Henry Talbot, a character played by Matthew Goode, who was kind of absent from the first movie as well. If he's the one losing his life in Downton 2, Lady Mary will be devastated after enduring a terrible tragedy back when her first husband died in a car crash. But we'll have to wait to see if Henry is the victim of the continuation. Now, let's talk about the fan-favorite character in the series. So far, the two trailers for the sequel promised to reveal more about the Dowager Countess's past. The character is played by the amazingly talented Dame Maggie Smith, and if we're completely being honest with you, we don't want this film to be the end of the iconic character. We would love it if her story continues in yet another project. The trailer for the second part focuses on two main events that are perhaps going to change the entire course of Downton. First, a Hollywood film production comes to the estate in order to film a movie. The film crew will be played by the newcomers Laura Haddock, Dominic West, and Hugh Dancy. A lot of people believe Henry will be replaced by Dominic West, and West's character having an affair with Lady Mary in the second movie. Another much-anticipated event is the trip of the Crawley family to the south of France. You see, the Countess inherited a villa in the south of France, which is why the Crawleys will leave their beloved home in the UK and will finally see them enjoy a different environment. Most fans were pretty surprised to see that Julian Fellowes, the person we should all send thank you cards for creating the most beautiful period drama ever, plans to reveal the past of the Dowager. Ever since the beginning of the series, Dame Maggie Smith's character was persistent in keeping her past a secret. In fact, she stayed tight-lipped for the entire show, except for some minor pieces of information that weren't supposed to be shared, at least according to her. But now, we'll finally learn more about the real Violet, the one that led a wild life, the one that didn't care for rules and tradition. But seeing how the character tried to keep her past a secret throughout the entire show, is this new storyline where the Dowager's past is exposed a rule-breaking storyline? Fans of the series are thrilled to see that Dame Maggie Smith returns as Lady Violet in a new era, especially after that shocking ending the first film left us with, where Violet told Lady Mary that she suffers from an unknown illness. Thankfully, the Dowager Countess is very much alive and expected to once again lead the Crawleys into a brand new adventure. Anyway, the finale of the series had the Dowager say something like, "Don't be mysterious, it's the last resort of people with no secrets." So yeah, it appears as she will finally take this advice and share every wild thing she did when younger. We feel the need to mention that Julian Fellowes completely understands fans' investment in this particular character, and he even mentioned that a younger version of Violet might appear in his new show called The Gilded Age. What do you guys think about that? Now, let's get into a detailed view of Downton Abbey: A New Era, shall we? Mysterious Past. The first teaser trailer for the sequel was released about 4 months ago, and as previously mentioned, this time we're going to learn more about Violet's mysterious past. The thing is, her past will have a major influence on her family in the present day. Years ago, before you were born, I met a man. The Dowager Countess of Grantham says to her son Robert, the Earl of Grantham, a character played by Hugh Bonneville. her daughter Lady Rosamond, played by Samantha Bond, and her granddaughter, Lady Mary, played by Michelle Dockery. And now I've come into the possession of a villa in the south of France. What? Lady Mary asks. And then we're seeing Mr. Carson, played by Jim Carter, looking at a photo of young Violet. And so, while the film crew occupies the Crawley's estate, the family goes to the south of France to find out more about the inherited villa. They better be warned. The British are coming, Carson says in the trailer. Based on the first look photos, the sequel to the popular film will feature most of the original cast members who are the reason for the show being so successful. This includes the very much changed Hugh Bonneville, Laura Carmichael, Jim Carter, Brendan Coyle, Michelle Dockery, and well, all of them, with the exception of Henry Talbot. Just to be clear, Henry is included on the cast list for the sequel, but he's nowhere to be seen in the trailer, not even in some very significant events such as the wedding between Tom and Lucy. Anyway, the newcomers to Downton are Hugh Dancy, Laura Haddock, Nathalie Baye, Dominic West, and Jonathan Zakai. Thankfully, the film again comes from creator Julian Fellowes, who wrote the script for the sequel. He worked on the second movie with producers Gareth Niam and Liz Trubridge. The very anticipated project will be released in theaters on March 18th, 2022. Now, let's get into more details regarding the title of the second film, shall we?
I have lived a privileged and an interesting life, and now it's time to go.
Starting with a funeral. Yeah, we know. We were shocked as well. According to Jim Carter, the actor who plays the perfectionist Mr. Carson, the sequel of Downton will start with a funeral, meaning that we'll quickly discover who will die in Downton Abbey 2. In an interview, Jim Carter was asked about the sequel and what he can share about it. And well, his remarks actually scared us. He explained to PA, "If this goes down well, and let's face it, makes lots of money, who knows? I know if there is a second one, it will start with a funeral and people walking away very solemnly from a graveyard." The actor even mentioned that there might be more than one death. There will be a panning shot along with 6 headstones of those who were not available for the film, and that is how it will start. Well, he was obviously joking, but his comments were the reason for fans coming up with different theories regarding Violet's future in the world of Downton. You see, the first moments of New Era may feature her death, and then we'll see the past events in which she exposed her past to her loved ones. As much as we don't want to lose the dowager of Countess, we have to admit that this sounds like a reliable theory. Don't you think so? On a related note, what do you think will happen in the continuation? Let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed our video, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future.